If the large amount of money starts flowing into the stock market, what do you think will happen?
أهلا بكم وشكرا لمشاهدة قناتي أويليكم تي في.
Today, I'm going to talk about the Arab stocks. You might not be familiar with the Arab stocks, so how do you think the stock market in the UAE, where I live, looks? In fact, the outlook for Arab stock is very bright. The reason is that a lot of money is waiting to be invested. What I mean is, in other countries like Korea or the US, almost the entire population invests in stocks. So, individuals have already invested their available funds in the stock market and real estate and other areas, making it hard to bring additional money into the stock market. In Korea, household debt has now exceeded 1100 trillion won. With people busy repaying their borrowed money, where would they find more funds to invest in stocks? So, what about Arab citizens? Just 5 years ago, there are really very few people investing in stocks. Now, interest has slightly increased and people are just beginning to show interest. Most of Arabs have traditionally managed their assets by buying gold and storing it in safe box rather than investing in stocks. However, these days, as people around them talk about making big money through cryptocurrency like coin and stocks, more and more people are starting to take an interest. I get a lot of inquiry from people around me asking how to invest in stock. This shows that many people are interested, but still the number of people actually investing in stock is very small. However, I think it's only a matter of time. Before people start investing in stock, there is a saying, once you start investing in stock, you can't stop. Especially in today's environment where you can easily find out about others' situation through social media, it's easy to be tempted when you hear about someone making a big money through the stock trading. So, people who have been buying a gold to store in their safe box might gradually start investing in stock instead. And since our Arab brothers have a lot of money, there is plenty of capital available for investment. If the large amount of money starts flowing into the stock market, what do you think will happen? The market volume will grow and stock price will inevitably skyrocket. Of course, there are still several cumbersome processes to go through to invest in stocks. Naturally, if these processes are simplified like in Korea or the US, the inflow of funds into stock market would accelerate. By the way, many Koreans are now investing in the US. Do you know why they didn't do it much before? It's because investing in US stocks require a very complicated process. Now that it has been simplified, many people are easily investing in US stock. Similarly, if the stock purchasing process in the Arab world becomes simpler, the inflow of funds would be inevitable. Most developed countries are now experiencing population decline, but Arab countries, perhaps due to religion influence, still have high birth rate and a relatively young populations. This indicates a potential for growth. Anyway, that's a brief overview of Arab stock. Of course, the most important factor are the stability and potential for development of the country, right? Today's takeaway: Arab countries, please make it easier to buy stocks.
شكرا مرة أخرى لمشاهدة فيديوهاتي. إذا أعجبكم المحتوى أرجو الاشتراك بالقناة وضغط زر الإعجاب.